Welcome back to the episode of FPL Copy Talks, where two gentlemen come together to speak about a game we love, Fantasy Premier League. I'm Anwar, the FPL casual, and with me, my buddy.
Lukman, the sensible one. First episode officially of the new season 24-25.
Yeah,
How do you
preseason
feel, bro?
24-25. I'm feeling pumped. I'm feeling excited. I'm ready to win the mini league again against
Oh,
you this season.
alright.
How about
Looking
you? How
forward to
you
the
feeling?
challenge. Looking forward to your challenge. I'm excited for the new season, the new rules and stuff. But before we start, right, we might have new listeners, or rather, we will have new listeners. Why don't we introduce ourselves, bro? Why don't you start? Okay, why don't I start?
Before that, hello and welcome to FPL Copy Talks.
Yeah, welcome. Nice of you to join us. To just a short introduction. I'm Lukman. I'm the sensible one. I play sensibly, and I started this sport. I think this will be our third full season. With my friend ABK. Shout out ABK. He took a step. He's taking a step back this season. Anwar joined us last season, so yeah, it's mostly me and Anwar this season. Me and Anwar are good buddies. We know each other for quite a while, and yeah. So how about
That's
you, bro?
that's that's a bit a lot about everyone else but Lokman. So yeah, Lokman is a sensible one.
How
He's
about you?
our FPL Copy Talks resident strategist. So if you want to look at games 10 weeks in advance, he's your go-to guy to do that. I am Anwar, the FPL casual, and as the name suggests, I take the game pretty casually. Although I think some of our listeners like Kenny would beg to differ, especially when I went into the data and analytics during our FPL Copy Talks playbook series. So you can listen to that, the FPL Copy Talk playbook series. We ran a series of podcasts, right? I think it was how many episodes? Norman, can you remind me?
Eight or nine. We
Yeah,
had to.
8 episodes. We cancel our chip strategy because of the new changes in the chip system. And we will talk about that in today's podcast, our initial reactions. But other than that, I generally do not live and breathe FPL. Apart from FPL Copy Talks, I spend the time here to this half an hour, 45 minutes, or 2 hours a week, just to talk about FPL, to share with you some of my views from a very casual point of view. And also, I absorb like a sponge. So, I mean, last season was the full season that I played engaged, and I actually did it pretty decent. So I think if you are casual and looking to get a bit more engaged, yeah, just follow me, and hopefully we can partner you in this journey together. Right,
And if
Lokman?
you're back listening to us again for the new season, I would like to express my gratitude. Hopefully, you'll stay in on course for the whole season. But before we start, do follow us on our socials. I think Telegram, especially if you haven't joined our Telegram. If you know anyone who wants, even maybe if you don't want to, just send them our podcast, right, our Spotify link. Just send them our Telegram group chat first. Get them involved in the community. We'll try to wrap up the discussions, and yeah. Uh,
Yeah, so on our Telegram group, we will be launching the league code as well for the new season, where we'll be running a FPL prize league. So the winner of the we're still working out the details, like when is the last game week for
Deadline.
registration and eligibility.
Yeah, give me
What are the
20.
prizes? For now, definitely, the top prize will win a prize of Premier League jersey of the 25-26 season of your choice. But we'll see if we have more budget to extend the prizes to the rest of you. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to pause, click on the subscribe button, give us a 5-star rating. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you get a notification each time a new episode is out.
Let's get into it. So it's preseason 24-25, the first episode, initial reactions, episode 151. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Invite you to embrace this pivotal weekend in the race to be the champions of the Premier League.
You're listening to FPL Copy Talks. Arguably the best FPL podcast in Singapore.
It was never a debate.
It was always a
It was
debate.
never
It was
a
always a
debate.
debate.
Wow. Initial reactions to the new FPL game. I think there were quite a number of bombs that hit us in the first week. We saw some rule changes. We saw the introduction of a mystery chip. There were some changes to the bonus point systems. There were huge bombs dropped for the prices of the players. And I think this will all definitely change the way we approach FPL in this 24-25 season. What do you think, Lokman? I mean, like, before we dive into it, right, is this in a positive direction, or is this going to make the game a bit more challenging, in your opinion?
I think it'll be challenging, more challenging,
Mhm.
but it's a good thing. I feel like it's a win-win situation. Like I feel like it will help those less engaged and also help the engaged one. So it's like a win-win. So it's well played. FPL Towers. I think they found a sweet spot. Regarding the 5 transfers.
I agree
How
with
about you,
you.
bro?
So actually, right, like, I mean, like, the reason why sometimes it's quite intimidating for a casual like myself to come in and try to get more engaged is, firstly, we don't have a community. That's where I found my community with the FPL Comedy Talks community. But and also at the same time, because the rules have been more or less consistent throughout, like, how many seasons was it? Seven, eight,
Seven,
nine, 10
seven.
seasons. I mean, there hasn't been much changes.
Yeah,
Um, like, you always feel so left out in terms of strategies, because there are tried and tested strategies that people have played before, and you always feel like you're catching up in the game. So these changes probably
a lot.
throw some
The
spanners
dynamic.
a little bit. So you change a bit of dynamic. So on top of that, we got, even the double game week and the blank game weeks that's going to change again next season. So it's going to be a fresh slate for everyone out there, right? I think it's
The
going to
new
be a
game.
fresh slate. It's not a new game; it's the same game, but just a new tactics, new strategies, new dynamics, and people might make the same mistakes. You got a new strategy, you can capitalize on that. Let's talk about the first new feature, which is the 5 free transfers. So, if you listen to the FPL Coffee Talks rule book all the way back to mastering the transfers, we said that you can only roll your transfer, all right, up to 1 week in advance, up to 2 free transfers. You know what? Scrap that. Take that out of the window. We are now up to 5 free transfers, and the transfers do not reset when you use a free hit or wildcard chip. Correct?
Crazy. Yes, correct. That's
It's
crazy.
insane. It's insane.
I
Why is it crazy, Longman? Why is it crazy? Why is it
don't know.
crazy?
Like the 5 transfer is huge, but then the chip it makes it even crazier. I feel like they didn't have to do that, right? So the
Yeah.
after wildcard and free, the fact that you can have free transfers after your wildcard is crazy. I feel it's huge. The dynamic
Okay,
is totally different.
so let's just look at a casual point of view first, huh? So
Go
I'm a
ahead.
casual, right? And I'm engaged. But if you're casual and not so engaged, and then you're like, oh,
Casually
it's been
engaged.
4 weeks since I last did anything to my FPL team, right? You can still
Yeah.
log in, and I think with that 4 or 5 free transfers at hand, you basically have a mini wildcard. All right, you can basically get your team in shape with the 5 free transfers and get back into the game. I think that's the primary advantage for non for like casual.
Yeah. And on top of that, you can even wildcard your team and still have 5 free transfers after your wildcard.
Yeah,
Right, you can do that also because you can easily wildcard knowing that
correct, correct.
you have 5 free transfers. So there's so many ways to maneuver it. And yeah, I do agree. Like I back in my casual days, I do if I stop picking transfers, right, I will forget about it 100%. But this maybe back then my
Helps you
casual
come back.
days, I may come back. There's a chance. There's a fifty
Yeah.
percent chance that I may come back. So yeah, it's a good
I
news
mean,
for our
and
pod. So
also there's a few things that we going to miss out a little bit. So I think
what's
like
that?
one of the things that we're probably gonna miss out is the forced transfer. So what I mean by forced transfer is like you already have 2 free transfers. If you don't make a transfer, you lose out basically on a transfer, and then sometimes you force yourself to make a transfer even when you don't need it. Has that
Yes,
happened
correct.
to you
No,
before?
no sideways transfers. Yeah, I've made sideways transfers before,
Yeah,
for sure.
because you have that free
Yeah,
transfers, right?
I hate. I will never burn a transfer, so I will definitely make a
Yeah.
transfer. So yeah, that's one thing that is a good thing. But yeah,
But right
what do you
now, if
think?
you're up to 5 weeks, I don't think you'll ever need burn a transfer.
Never. Do
Right? I
you
think
think
it's
you
that
will?
friendly.
Do you think
I
you will
don't think
ever
so.
roll? Same.
Up to 5 weeks, you mean? You mean up to five
Yeah,
weeks?
correct.
I think if I'm at my 5th week and I still have 5 free transfers,
You're
right?
doing your
I'm
OR.
doing amazing.
Your
Right? I
OR will
think,
be 1K. Yeah,
yeah, I
probably.
think it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the downside, right, is let's say you started the season well, right? You won't have to make transfers. So you're up on the mini league and you're out with transfers also. So you could have even a bigger league if you have so the start for me is so important. So that's why you have to
Mm,
this
mm,
preseason is extra important. And the fact that we'll talk about the prizes later. I feel like the start is monumental lah, because a good start will be leaps ahead lah. You could be theoretically leaps ahead in terms of transfers and points ah. Do you agree with that point?
I think it's always so hard to get a good start. I think
Yeah,
it's a lot
that
of
is
luck.
true.
I
Luck,
think one of the
research
things
as well lah.
research is one thing, but I think I think I want to seg into this first as well. Like the way the prices are structured this season,
Yeah,
you've got to really make tough decisions, right? So there's no one clear template team against the
yeah.
other, and I think
Shall we move?
it's not like a line down the middle. So okay, I just want to say for the 5 free transfers first like
Okay.
what are the some key changes in your strategy in using, or how will you plan to exploit these 5 free
Oh, you want
transfers?
to go there now?
Yeah, quick one. Like how would you see for
There's a
five?
lot to unpack, bro.
Yeah,
Okay, so
just give me one like
okay,
the main thing that you think we should
I don't know, man.
look out for.
Okay, my first thoughts, right? Okay, I give you two answers. Okay, my first thought is I'm going to try to save my transfers at the start. But like after thinking about it, right, like I don't mind wildcarding early for two reasons. Firstly, after my wildcard, let's say I wildcard in game week 4, right? After my game week 4, I can save 5 transfers up to game week 9 because I have
Yeah,
a decent. That's one thing I'm thinking. Instead of
yeah.
saving my transfer, I don't mind wildcarding early. I can chase price changes also, price rises early on. So
Mm.
that's my thinking. I got two different sorts. At first, I thought I must keep my, and it's, yeah. That's so I'm thinking those two ways. I'm leaning towards an early wildcard. I don't mind an early wildcard, like game week 4 or 5. What do you
I
think?
mean,
How about you?
you're just taking a leaf out of my playbook, right?
What's that?
No,
Oh,
because
early wildcard.
basically,
You gave me eight,
I would,
what?
yeah. I mean, I would always. Okay, I won't say I don't trust myself to start the team, yeah, but I think that after 5, 6, 7 game weeks, you get kind of like a good feel of who are the informed players are. So that's when
Yes.
I plan to wildcard. But until that wildcard, I'll be using my transfers. Then after the wildcard, that's when I'm gonna save my transfers for the like any emergency situations. Like
Yeah.
for example, my African Cup and Asian Cup scenario last season. So we don't
Yeah.
have. Do we have one next season?
I don't think so.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I don't think.
I think it's the qualifiers something like that. World
Yeah,
Cup
yeah.
qualifiers something. But that they will be during the off season. So during the break.
Wait. Okay, I got one question. Okay, for me,
Mm.
for someone who like to plan in advance, I'm hoping these 5 transfers is a good thing for me lah. Like it will hopefully reward managers who plan. How about you, bro? Do you think this is good for you, your playing style, or is it bad, or is it like
I
neutral?
don't see how like I mean if you plan
Yeah, for example,
you have 5 free transfers, you
no, like
don't really have to plan. You get what I mean?
you do. Like for example, you can plan to save like 4 transfers, and then after the 4 transfers, you can make 3 transfers or 3 to 4 transfers to target like a specific fixture run. I can plan in advance. For example, game week 5 to 9, I want 4 transfers in game week 5. So, for example, so I feel like planning, you can plan a lot of things. That's the thing. As someone who likes to plan, I'm thinking, shit, there's so many
Yeah,
factors,
I mean
variables to play
okay.
with.
So what's good there is that there wouldn't be one template strategy.
Okay,
You get what I mean?
because
I
there's a lot
think
of variables. I agree.
that's these 5 free transfers would not give you your template strategy where it's a free hit 29 game like there's not 2 or 3 different strategies, right?
Yeah,
Because by what you're saying, saving the transfers for run and form, it depends on a lot of things, right? Like you got to look at your team, who's in your team as well, how many players are in
yeah,
your team, and then you need to look at the combination of players for the position for the
yeah.
fixtures.
It's all planning,
It's planning, yeah. But what I'm saying is that it benefits those who plan, but at the same time, because there's so many variables, there won't be one template strategy. Like I can
Yeah,
present something, but if your team structure does not allow for it, you cannot just jump on the bandwagon, right?
yeah. For me, what's ideal, right, is you walk cut and then you bench boost. Then after you bench boost, have like 4 to 5 transfers to to like even out your squad, even out weaken your bench. That's something I have in mind. Like, okay, if I can plan that, that'll be brilliant. Yeah.
Okay. But we'll see how it goes
Hey,
throughout
but
the
you haven't answered my
season.
question.
Yeah,
How about
what?
you? Like your playing style, is it good or bad
I
or
mean,
neutral? What I
I'm
think your opinions are. Do you think you
I'm
win this season?
I'm adaptable, so 5 free transfers allows me to be a bit more adaptable. But again, I think right, even with 5 free transfers, right, I'll end up having to take hits with my with
No,
my
I
team
got. I have a
planning.
feeling you'll be even more patient. Remember, imagine last year, right?
Actually,
You're
I was pretty patient. Pretty
yeah, you'll be
patient.
even
Yeah.
more patient. I think like you will just take the price drop. You African Cup nation, you'll probably still keep the guy.
And it's still
But
5 transfers.
it could be good or bad. I think yeah, it depends. It depends. How to say?
We'll see how it goes. But
Let's
enough
move
of
on.
the free transfers. There's the mystery chip that's
This is
given to you,
bizarre.
and this mystery chip will only be playable in January. What do you think it is?
Okay,
What do
firstly,
you
right,
want
I
it to
think
be? What do you want it to be?
okay,
Not
wait,
one
just to
category.
answer. Okay, I think FPL Towers, right? They went for a meeting, right? They said, okay, guys, in January, the the date team became a lot, Then they say, what do you guys suggest, like to improve the the numbers, so that more people don't drop out in January? I think then some guy let's do a mystery chip, So I feel like I think that's
How
one
does
of the
that
like
solve the
interns.
date? How does that solve the date?
So the date team, so instead of getting there, like, oh got cheap, so let's not be dead for a little longer. Maybe that's their thinking because in their stats probably show like in January the amount of date teams is a lot. That's my thinking. That's my
Hey,
rationale.
not only a mystery chip, but you know what? I formulated 5 free transfers. Not so bad after all.
Okay, the reason why the five free transfers, right? Last season was the first season after a long time, right? The total number of managers dipped. I think it went from 13 million to 12 million or something. So I
In
think that's why they
January.
made changes.
In
No, like
January. Or
no
throughout the
throughout the
whole
whole season,
season.
season to season. I think it's the first dip, a slight dip. So that's why they made these changes. But anyway, mystery chip. What I
Okay, okay.
want,
You mean year on year, the
yeah,
total
yeah,
number of
yeah.
managers actually dropped. Yeah, okay.
It's the first dip after a few seasons. That's why I have a feeling that the towers had a meeting. All the interns come up with ideas probably. So the mystery chip is bizarre for me. What I want, right? What I feel, right? Like actually I don't know what I want, but I feel like it will be like a chip that will make somebody be engaged more. Maybe like a special wildcard and maybe like a third wildcard. I don't think it'll be like a
No
limitless.
lah.
I don't think it'll be a 1 week thing. What do you think?
You mean like you play the World Cup for the next 3 weeks, something like that.
I don't know, something interesting. Like to stick to get someone to be more engaged instead of just a 1 week thing. If it's just a 1 week thing, right, it doesn't really solve the problem of dead teams, right? It needs to be more enticing for a guy who is going to be dead not to be dead even longer, not only a 1 week thing. So I don't know what it could be, but yeah. What do you think?
I think
Following my logic,
I
the
think
dead teams.
I don't kind of get into your logic. I don't buy into your logic.
It could be
I
wrong,
feel
just
that the mystery chip is more to attack the fact that we don't have as many blank game weeks or double game weeks as last season.
okay.
So the what correct variety of how correct like okay, I feel like with the 5 free transfers as well as this mystery chip, what they want to do is they want to try to move away from too many template strategies. So when
Oh,
you
that's a good
create
point.
that variance, it's more competitive in the sense that you don't have a pool of like top 10k players with the same team with the same moves. Then it gets that gulf between the top 10k and the rest.
Yeah, that's a good point. So they just
It
more
becomes
variants.
so there's more variants. So with this mystery chip, I think it's just there to create more variants to that strategy itself.
Okay.
So a limitless makes sense,
Yeah.
right? Because
No,
okay, a limitless doesn't make sense. I mean, like limitless will give
actually,
you a template strategy, but I think if something like
you think it'll be a 1 week thing only lah? Like
I think still be
nothing
a
more.
1 week thing. Yeah, nothing more than that.
I think do you play challenge last year? That was the end. I think it'll be one
No,
of those chips. Like they have
similar.
some random chips like one point for one shot on target. Relegated teams or bottom three teams get extra double points. It'll be something random like that
I mean,
from
if
last
you
season.
go for that, right, it could be the mystery chip activates the challenge award to your FPL team. Then they kill two birds with one stone. People get engaged with the FPL challenge, and then
Okay.
you look forward to what's coming out next week. But you gotta activate your chip before the challenge comes up. You get what I mean?
Well, but the challenge is independent though. Like no link. I don't.
Correct,
Who
correct. So
cares?
no link. So happens to be right. Like you feel like this challenge is coming up. They will leak news. Example like this challenge can only have like bottom half players in your squad,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
bottom half players get double points, for example, right?
Okay.
And if you activate the chip, that particular reward goes to your FPL team as well. So if your team happens to have like half the squad from the bottom half of the table, then those become double points.
Well, that's damn complicated. But yeah, maybe.
You get what I mean? Like, I mean, it adds
Yeah.
another dimension that's a variant.
Anyway, the chip will be revealed ahead of January, so there's no planning involved right now. But yeah, I just thought of this. Maybe the chip, right? You can play it in two times. You can play it
Mm.
when you play your triple captain, it'll be double your triple captain or double your bench. Doesn't make sense when you bench boost.
I think I'm a better intern at the FPL tower lah.
Okay. But I have a feeling, right? The downside, right? You know the official pod, right? Official FPL pod, right?
Yeah.
They do receive like information before the public, because they
Mm.
work with the main game. But I feeling they might know this, so they could have an advantage. I feel like. But anyway,
I
the
mean,
last one, okay?
no one has won from the FPL pot,
Yeah
so
lah, true lah. Okay, this one I want to touch. The next one is the BPS system. I think Anwar like, okay, there's nothing much, but I feel like
Mm. At the end of the day,
it's
right,
changing.
after all these changes, right, if you fail 3, 2, or 1 point,
Yeah, okay, but there's a
affects
lot to
three
dig in.
players out of 22 in any game week.
No
Right,
lah, 22
so
plus 5 plus 10 subs.
yeah, so the even smaller
Okay,
percentage.
I'll
But
just
anyway.
keep it to 3 minutes, okay, tops, because I could go for like 1 hour, to be honest.
Hashtag nerd.
Okay, so okay, goalkeeper goal 6 to 10 points. That one like neither here nor there.
The last
So
goal was scored by,
Ellison,
I think that's the only one. And then before
yeah,
that was like Mark Schwarzer or something like that, right?
yeah.
That's super
I
rare.
don't know. No, there's another one before him, after him. Okay, so saving a penalty, right? The BPS will be reduced from 15 to 9 BPS. I touched on this on the playbook. I said that 15 is too much, but yeah, so they the intern listen to the pod, I guess. So
Yeah.
the new additions to the BPS, right? Goalkeepers and defenders, right? When they concede one goal, is -4. This is huge. Okay, because okay, goal line clearance will be worth 3 bonus points. This one neither here nor there lah. Goal line clearance, only
Okay.
Harry Maguire maybe.
Okay.
For a foul one will be worth one bonus point. A shot on
Okay.
target will be 2 bonus points. So
For a
the
defender.
summary, right? Defenders and goalkeepers are hurt the most, right? Because
Okay.
everything they get is minus what? Every goal. The only thing that is
Yeah.
plus is the goal line clearance.
Yeah,
But for
exactly.
for attackers it will be shot and foul one. So I feel like your Pickfords who gets like bonus and your Areolas, they will not get the bonus anymore. Because it will be worse for goalkeepers. Because they can't even do a goal line clearance. They only have save points. And every goal they concede will be -4. And
Yeah.
every foul one will be one more. So yeah, so in other words, right, defenders are less value lah in terms of
But
bonus points. Yeah.
does that change your strategy in
It
defenders
does,
and
it does.
goalkeepers?
I don't know. I feel like it does.
I
Like
feel like you don't.
like
I don't know.
no,
I
it does.
can count with my fingers like when my defenders get the bonus points.
No, there's a lot, bro. Like especially Arsenal, like Saliba, Gabriel, right? Even
Mm.
if they keep clean sheet, right? The likes of Saka or the guy, right? They'll rack up the foul one. Saka likes to dive, right? You know what I mean? They
I
get
don't
the
know.
foul, they get the shot on target. They won't. It matters. For example, Arsenal, right? 6 million defender, right? Centre back, right? They're not worth the money, in my opinion. Because the chances of them getting bonus points is lesser even when they have clean sheet because of the likes of Saka and their
But you
attacking
gotta
players who
pull
get
up
more
some
shots.
stats, man. I want to know how many
Actually,
defenders
there's
that
a
you
lot.
see.
But
I want to
as I
find out. I
say,
want
I,
to
I
find out.
could go 1 hour, bro. But the thing is, if you guys are interested in this, right, including you, Anwar, you watch there are podcasts who go deep like 2 hours into this. They compare like last season, right? They use last season's games, like the whole season. They use this season's bonus point system. Then they show the difference. So shout out above average FPL. They did 2 hours on each team. It's very interesting. And you can see that it'll make a huge difference. But for the purpose of this part, we will not go there. Just shout out to a couple of English dudes who are Spurs fans. They did a 2 hour part above average FPL. That was a crazy part. So yeah, if you guys want to know more, listen to that part.
I'm actually wanna pull out the stats right now. I'm not convinced by this because let me just see a quick one.
What stats do you have put to
Last
pull out
season
to argue
like
that point?
bonus points. I just want to know how many bonus points that we have.
Yeah, but you have to consider the total shots and stuff. You don't have those stats
No,
in
I
hand,
just want
bro.
to know how many who had the most bonus points in defenders
Okay,
last
can we just
season.
move? Let's just move on to the next
Just a
point.
quick one, like Trippier, Poro, Trent Alexander-Arnold, 20 points, 19 points. That's not that many points. I don't see Saliba. Saliba is there with 13 points. Bonus points. I'm just looking at bonus
Yeah,
points
bonus
over the
point. You
season.
see, like someone like Poro, right? They were not. Bro, remember last season when Poro, the likes of Poro and Trippier, they were in bonus points even though they concede, or even though they got no like attacking return. They might sneak into the bonus. But if Spurs keep conceding 3 or 4 goals every game, right? They won't meet the bonus points, because they got -4 is a lot, and like the attackers will get shots on target. Maybe for Poro he got shots on target lah, but overall I feel like yeah. Shall we just move
Okay.
on?
No, I'm just trying to back up your point there. But
Okay.
I feel like maybe it doesn't hurt me so much because I don't naturally spend too much on defenders in the first place.
Yeah.
So like
Just
I
something to
don't.
take note lah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
something to take note. Okay, let's move on to price review, bro. What's your thoughts on Haaland, bro? 15 million
Price
breaking the game.
reveal. I don't want to go to Haaland first. I just want to say that I just want to comment the economics
FPL
team
Towers.
that set
Who?
up the price
F
structure for this
FPL
season.
Towers. FPL Towers.
Yeah, I'm particularly the economics team within
There's no economics
the
team. It's
they
just one
do.
team,
I
bro.
mean, this is pure economics here, right? You have premiums, you have mid premiums, and then they just create a whole new category this season. I think it's gonna force you to make some tough decisions. I think the structure is interesting. I think again, it ties into the whole idea of having that variance, right, between teams, and not having
Variation.
variance between variation. Okay, lah, variance between the higher variance between the teams that you set out, lah. So crazy, man. I'm
What were your
just
thoughts?
quite impressed.
You like I'm same.
I'm quite impressed because like Haaland at 14 million last season. I think at the start of the
80%.
season was still close to 92%, 93%. I remember quite vividly. Yeah. That was the
Yeah.
ownership. Like even in our FPL playbook where we talk about your team structure, it was setting up a team with 86 million. And that was really quite challenging. Now we setting up a team with 85 million. I think that 1 million difference
It's a
changes
lot.
the
I
dynamics a
think
lot. I think
point
not
five is also
only
not enough. Point
No,
five
I
is also
think
not
that
enough.
1 million changes a lot because of the new category of midfielders. Your 9
Okay.
to 10.5 midfielders. Your Palmers, your
Okay.
Sakas, your Fordens, who used to be like 9 million, 9.5 million midfielders, they've been pushed up by 1 million.
Yeah.
You get what I
Agreed.
mean? Because
Yeah.
of that, right? Because of this small change, right? Like they put 1 million into Haaland and they increase 1 million, that becomes that deciding factor of who you want to choose.
But what I don't like, right, is Watkins. I think he should be more. Like the fact that he's 9 million is very enticing. That's 6 million difference. And he outscored Haaland. So I
I
feel
think
like if
it's a
Watkins should
decision.
be higher. No,
No, you
but it's
see, okay, you go on
okay. Wait,
first.
okay, let's say like now, right?
Mhm.
Why Haaland is 32% and Watkins 56, right? It's because he's 9 million. But if
Yeah, but
Watkins was 10 million, right? I think Haaland and Watkins will be same. Like
okay,
it will converge more because it's lesser.
exactly. You don't want them to converge more.
No, you want them to be same. You want them to have the same ownership.
I don't think so. I think you want to be. I think 50% is a good sweet spot for
Watkins.
ownership for any like
Okay,
popular.
wait. You prefer Watkins to be 50 and now Haaland 30 instead of both 40, ah? Both 40 will be better for the game, right? Means they're properly priced, right? If they're
No,
both
I don't think
40%.
so. I think it's just. I mean, like I think as long as there is that variance between the two, right? Like between 30 to 60%, it's okay. Like
Okay.
if I were to decide what's a good price point, right, I want it to be priced such that it's still not a differential, right? Some people still have it. So 50% actually is a nice sweet spot. So that means I know that I've priced it just nice for people to want to consider this asset. But anything
Oh yeah.
higher than 60%, 70%, then I know it's undervalued. That is my my
I
personal
don't
like
know. Okay, my take is
marker.
Watkins 50% because he's underpriced. 56%
I think
right
fifty
now.
percent is rightly priced.
Watkins
50% of managers are
fair.
still thinking that I still want Haaland and someone
No, but
else.
do you think Watkins is priced correctly at 9? 6 million lesser than Haaland?
I think if you go at 10 million, right, then it becomes like how to say, how do I put it? It doesn't help the strategy of like owning Haaland and Watkins at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about either. Okay, my perception, right?
No, I
Haaland.
know. It's either Haaland or Watkins, right?
Yeah.
That's two variants, right?
Correct.
Haaland or Watkins. If you do
No,
15 and 10, you only have two options. If you
no,
do
I don't.
15 and 9, you can do Haaland and Watkins. Haaland
Oh
or
no.
Watkins. You get three options.
I get what you mean.
If you get
But
it too high,
I'm
then
talking
it's
about
not
either or, yeah. Like for
correct.
me,
So if you price it too high, then it becomes an either or option. Then that variation in teams become
oh,
down by one permutation.
okay, that's fair. That's
You
fair.
get what I mean? You
Okay,
get what I mean?
okay.
I mean, you price it. I mean,
I
it's like
understand what you mean. But
it's
just
like
I look at it at a different way. Like I'm comparing between either or. I'm not looking at both. Like
no.
for
I
example,
mean,
right?
from you as a player, yes. But from if I want to get more people engaged, I want to have more variation in the team. Because to have 10, 15 plus 9, that's 24 million invested in your asset, striker asset. That is a huge
Okay.
investment. And it needs to be enticing enough such that some people still think that that is something that I want to go for.
Okay.
You
Okay,
get me?
let's move. Yeah, I get what you mean. Let's talk
Yeah.
about midfielders. So you think they are correctly priced? Palmer 10.5, Saka 10, Sun is 10, Foden is 9.5.
Yeah. So
Okay
I
for you?
think I think it's not I think it's about the game dynamics, not so much of whether they are fairly priced or accurately priced. And I think it's interesting that they are priced this way. That they're not
In
as
what sense?
expensive as Salah, but again they force you to make decisions whether that 15 million, that 5 million more for Haaland is better off spent there, or the margins games becomes a bit more interesting now.
Okay, so at 10.5, right, at Palmer, and then after Foden and Saka's price drop, right, I thought Palmer was too expensive. But why is he 56% on, in your opinion, right now?
Maybe the algorithm when you auto
Auto
generate
pick,
a team
really,
sets it
man?
more.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
don't know,
what
I don't
Kenny
know,
said.
I don't know, just guessing.
Yeah, but
But
he's like 50. The next is Gordon at 37. So like he's heavily owned, and only engaged managers sign up teams so far.
no,
So I'm
so
pretty sure lah. What do you think?
so I mean, like usually how people sign up team is they
Auto
filter
pick.
by the most points from last season first.
Even those engaged ones, like those casual won't have signed up a team yet, right?
I
It's
mean,
still
like
1 month away.
if you're talking about engaged ones, it's gonna change every day. The statistics
Yeah.
doesn't stand, but the less engaged ones who just probably started tinkering about all this, I think that's the first thing that you do.
Okay, that's fair.
There's as
Yeah,
much information,
bro.
much use of information that you can
I
use.
don't know. I just hope his EO draw because I don't think I'll have him. And if he sticks at 56 or higher, I
Which
might
is why
bite the bullet.
I feel like personally I feel like this EO talk becomes the aim is to reduce the reliance on
The
like
damage.
EO, the damage on the EO.
Okay, lah, okay.
You get what I mean? Like you're forced to make, so 50% is still decent EO. Like you want to go with the flow, but not everyone can be in that 50% if you make other options. Like now the idea of a template team is quite challenging, I feel. But
Okay.
again, on the other hand, right, with this price point, right, like once let's say the assets, right, okay, the double-edged sword is that if you pick the right assets, right, let's say Haaland gets injured or something like that, and you happen to not go with Haaland, then
Alvarez.
you will end up with just one template team which dominates the thing. You get me? Not?
If Haaland gets injured, but not really lah.
No. If Haaland,
If
I'm saying that the downside is that if let's say all the chips fall in place because you have so many unique pieces, right? Right, like you're
okay,
supposed to try to fit them into like whatever budget that you have, whatever strategy that you have. What I'm
yeah,
saying is that if early on, like there are a few players who are within certain price bracket who are just performing, then that will be your ultimate template.
template.
So
So
you
you're
will end
saying,
up with one ultimate template.
wait. So what's your point? Your point is it wouldn't be in that case, is it?
I think
Because
that's
of
the
the
worst
prices.
case scenario.
If there's a next Palmer lah.
Like last time, like template can be like 2 or 3 relatively template teams, right? You
Yeah.
get me? Like relatively, you go with either template A, template B, template C, more or less variations of each other, right?
Okay.
I'm
But this
saying
season,
that this season, if let's say
yeah.
there ever comes a template, right, that template will be less of a variation than last season. You get
So
what I
it'll
mean?
be a bad thing lah. It'll be a bad
It's
thing.
a bad thing because you need to get into the template ASAP.
Why though? I
Because
think what's the
that will
difference
be no, it's okay. Let's say last season, right, like,
between
okay, like in the midfield price range, right, like Foden was template, was at like say 5 6 million, right? No, not Foden, I mean Palmer.
Palmer,
Now
yeah.
became template. Foden was pretty template, right? All of these price, like you can have them, but you also have other performing midfielders like Bowen, like similarly priced players in that price range, right?
But this season,
But this season, if let's say Palmer and Saka and Foden is coming in, right? They are template players, right? They already like at 10.5, 10, 9.5. Your two remaining midfield slot is a 4.5 midfielder who has to be
okay, okay.
template, right? You got
Because
to
they
pretend
are price high
because
enough lah that you
the
can't.
price
There's
tag
not
now,
enough wiggle room.
the wiggle room is very small, and if you don't
Okay,
get the
okay,
same other players to accommodate these players,
okay,
then you lose out very quickly.
okay.
You
I
mean
understand what you mean.
the other wiggle room
I
template, that is
Yeah, it's
the
hard.
I
It's
mean
hard to say now lah, but I do agree with you lah because the prices are high compared to
if
last
it comes
season.
to that lah, if it comes to that, right? If
Yeah,
let's say Haaland Watkins, right? They're both firing on us in the Haaland Watkins Isak, right?
it's hard to get all.
Then and it happens to be that someone found a way because there are like 5 million midfielders who are
Morgan Rogers.
good players in, and
Yeah.
then but if let's say you don't have your 5 free transfers and you come in by the third week, then you have lost on that template. You get what I mean?
Okay, I understand. Okay, let's talk about game plan. What initial strategy in your mind right now, going into the new season with the new rules? Why don't you start, bro? What do you have in mind?
I'll go in with an open mind.
Come on, bro. Yeah, I need more. I need more. It's a podcast, bro. Come on.
I know.
You have nothing, right, bro? You're still thinking, ah?
No, I want. I mean, like at the end of the day, it doesn't change how you enter the season.
Means your plan is the
You
same, ah?
want to enter the season with the best possible team that can last you the longest in the opening fixtures before your first World Cup, right? Whether you have 5 free transfers, whether you have a mystery chip, whether the bonus points are there, you want to have the best players, and I think it's got to do a lot with picking the right team and balance. So that being said, I think the strategy here is to decide early on, or not early on, like to decide where I would go with my premiums. I think the strategy on the premiums has changed a little bit for me.
Okay, which is why don't you tell everyone
Haaland and Salah.
where you stand on those two?
Okay, wait. Haaland and Salah. I used to have both of them in. They used to be my double premiums, and then everyone else away. But right now with the new category of mid premiums, which is like your Palmer, Saka for then your
Salah,
Watkins for that, Sun
Sun.
for that matter, right? I think it's either you go with like a 2+1 mid price versus
Okay,
your
let's get them a category lah. I think they are probably premiums lah. Then Halan is a super premium. Ah.
super.
Super premium, like he's just
Okay,
on his own.
I will go two super. Yeah, I'll put Salah as a
Salah
super
is
premium also.
okay, two super premium and one premium.
Yeah. So I think it's either 2+1, two super plus one premium,
Can meh? Two super plus one premium.
and then you just sacrifice on everything else
Or
and find like all your 6 million, 6.5. I mean I would try to set up that way first.
which
So
premium
where I'm
right now?
thinking is Watkins, Haaland, Salah, and see if I can build a decent team around this.
Okay.
So that's
If
15
second
plus
choice?
9, which is 24 plus 12, which is 36, right?
Yeah, we'll go through the next
So
part.
you
But
have 100 minus 36, which is like 64 over the remaining. How many positions?
okay,
You have 12?
let's
I think
I want to
another points.
okay, we will talk about that later. I want to know
That's
your
one way to
second
go.
choice. Yeah,
The
plan B.
second strategy is to go with like 5 premiums. 4 plus
So
1.
without the super.
4
With
plus
no
1.
supers.
4 plus 1 or 5 supers.
Is Trent a super? No. Ah.
I wouldn't.
He's a premium.
I mean, like, if you follow me, I don't really like to spend too much on defenders.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
So
like,
wait, second, 5+1. 5 premium
either
plus one
5
super.
premiums
How do you
or
get 5 premiums, bro?
no,
This
let's
one
say
not. What's the lowest premium? Like 8.5 ah?
9 lah, 9. So 9 times
How do
9
you
is
get five
45, right?
premium?
You have
How do
45
you get
instead of
5 premiums, bro? You got 5
5. Okay, let's say we take an average of like 10 million, right? That's 50
Watkins,
millions, right?
Watkins, Isak. Okay,
50
just tell me
million,
the
right?
5 premiums.
No, no. So you got
Watkins,
50.
Isak.
I was just saying here, 50 million, right?
I
50
cannot brain
million
the math,
left.
bro.
No, you got
50,
5 premiums at 10 million each,
50
average.
million.
50 million.
Okay.
So you got remaining 50 million, right?
50 million and you
for
got
10
10 players.
positions. That's 5
So
million a position, which is
okay.
workable, what?
Yeah, it's fair.
4.5 defender, 4.5 throughout all your defenders, and
Yeah, that's
then
right.
you got a 6.5 million midfielder.
Okay, yeah. Let's
Bro, not too much math to bring at this
yeah,
point.
I know. No, but you have to bring in the players to put in, like it's
I know,
doable
but
the
I'm
way
just
it
saying
sound.
that it's doable. Like, I mean, if you're looking at like Watkins, Isaac, Palmer, Foden, and Saka, right? This
Okay.
is the players that you want to have, and then you have Muniz up front, and then in your defense you have like your,
Muniz is six
uh,
already.
yeah, correct. So
Okay.
your Muniz, right? Six. Then you take your two 4.5, 9 million keepers, right? You take the 1 million you give to Muniz, right? Then you
Okay,
just
yeah.
try to form the other teams with that 5 million budget remaining, and then I think it's pretty decent. You still come up with a pretty decent one.
Okay, I'll talk about my plan. I want to get some of your advice also. So I'm in two minds. Okay, my first plan, my initial plan, right,
Mm.
is okay. 5 free transfers. I should make a draft that I look at the first 5 fixtures cause at first right,
Mhm.
before
Then
the
right.
rules right, I made a draft already. For
Okay.
example, I had Madison. Like Spurs have a first two is good, then third is bad already. So I straight away took out Madison because I thought okay, I don't wanna I rather have like a overall a better like looking at 5 game weeks instead of just two like instead of short term.
Okay.
Okay, so which one do you think is more valuable? Because I feel like right now right, if I wildcard early, it's fine also. Like I wildcard in 4, and then I can save up my transfers after my wildcard. So which
I
one do you
think if
think I should?
you want to look at the saving transfer strategy, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to go the triple up option. That means identify 2 teams or 3 teams with 5 good game weeks and triple up
I
on
don't
it.
think no,
So
because
like
the
two
fixture
triple up.
swing is difficult though.
Exactly. So I'm just saying that you get, let's say you want to do that, right? Let's say 5 free transfers, right? You identify 2 teams. So like for me, the starting of the season is Liverpool and let's say Aston Villa. Right, triple up on these
Yeah.
2 teams, so you got 6 players triple up there. Right, Aston Villa swing change pretty quickly. That's where you want to spend 3 of your 5 free transfers, and then you cannot do
Yeah.
too much beyond that. You get what I mean? Like if you're
Yeah,
looking at
that's fair.
purely fixture.
Okay, I'll look into the fixtures more. I think we'll cover fixtures next part. I want to look at which is the best wildcard, best game week to wildcard, like in terms of fixtures swing. So like for example, like if I plan to wildcard early, right? But if I don't see any like game week 4 or 5, right? If I don't see any good teams like to wildcard into, right? Maybe it's not worth the wildcard. I don't know. I haven't did my research, but I will cover it next part. So you want to cover? You want to wrap up, or you want to talk about what are we putting next part?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say like the wild card for me. Again, like
Yeah.
at the start, the first wild card, I think less strategy, more on how to fix your team to reshape your team with the information at hand. I would approach it that way. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but you have to look at fixtures also, right? I'm talking
I
about
mean,
purely
if
looking at fixture
you're
swings.
not at the start, I don't think at the start you do
No,
that.
like for example, okay, game week 5, 6, 7, right? For example, there's no good fixture swings. Then I will plan long term.
I wouldn't. I would just,
Why not?
if in the first 5 weeks you got everything wrong, I would sort the team out
Yeah,
ASAP,
yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
game
of
week
course, I will
five.
be flexible. I will still work out, but I'm just planning how to set up my game week one team. Is it like a short 3 to 4 game week burst, or in my mind, okay, I don't think it's worth to work out in 5, 6, 7. Maybe I'll do a more long term team. It makes a difference, right?
Oh, no, okay, I get what you mean. But for me, I would set a team up for a long term team,
Like at least how many game weeks are you looking at?
for as long as it can go.
No, but are you planning to hold as much transfers as you can while making the game week one team? While making
Yeah,
your
yeah,
game
yeah,
week
yeah.
one
I mean,
team?
that's the plan. The plan is to, like, if possible, a team that is able to sustain me. I don't really plan. Okay, my transfers, right? How I'm gonna view it this season is to
Okay.
only fix injuries and suspensions.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
give you a
for my strategy coming into the season, the team
okay, I
that I'm
give you a
saying,
scenario, bro.
mm,
Give you a scenario. Okay,
mm,
Spurs first 2 fixtures, right? They have Leicester and Everton. Then
mm.
in game week 3, Newcastle then Arsenal. Will you target Spurs for the first 2 good fixtures, or will you just forgo them because they have a bad game week 3 and game week 4?
If I really want someone from Spurs, I would get in Son, and then I still keep him for game week 3, game week 4.
you don't plan to sell him lah. You don't plan that
Yeah, I don't
they
plan
play.
because I think like it depends. I mean, game week 1, game week 2, good fixtures, good run of form. You might just carry that on into game 3 and 4. So
So
whether or
basically,
not
you don't look. You only look at 2 game weeks ahead lah. In other words.
no, I mean it depends on the strategy. Like I say, like for me, I will look at the first like I will have one strategy where I will triple up on 2 teams, which will have 5 good fixtures, right?
Okay, so you look at 5 game weeks ah.
For the 2 teams that I'm going to
Okay.
triple up on, right? Then the rest of the team, I'm just going to pick individual players who have decent fixtures and I think can give me decent output.
Speaking of fixtures, bro, you did the Excel file, right? You don't want to share, bro.
Cannot propriety.
Bro, you can sell it on Patreon, bro. Ask people.
Yeah, if
So
you like
basically,
it.
Anwar. So basically, for listeners, right, he made a fixture, rolling fixture with his Excel all, and it's quite comprehensive, like it's quite good. I wanted to see, like he didn't share it in the comment, right? But he didn't want to share, lah. But I'm thinking this one can either put into the slides for the pod or like can sell it on Patreon. But I don't know
Anyway,
whether
I'm
what's your
setting up my
plan.
own Patreon. It's at FPL Casual. So if you guys want to know the link, drop me a DM. These funds go solely to FPL Casual's endeavors in data analytics in
Share, bro. Share the love. Okay. Anyway, let's wrap it up. We have 45 minutes. Just a quick schedule update. We will be releasing twice a week, so we get into the momentum. So
Yay!
once the season start, we plan to do a Monday night, Tuesday and Friday, or Thursday or Friday lah, like pre and post.
Yay!
So this game week, it's only 4 more game weeks. We are planning to do 2. We are recording again. We'll be releasing again on Thursday. Hopefully, we'll be talking
Yay!
about our first drafts, which
Yay!
Anwar has sent me his first draft already. It's pretty similar to mine. I think you got to change. Alright.
It's always the case,
It's always the case.
Always
But
the
anyway,
case. Like, okay, just to put this into perspective, Lokman's first draft was totally different. I shared him mine, and then suddenly became the same.
no, that's
So,
nonsense. Okay, anyway, for next part, right, we'll talk about team structure, fixtures, and also wants to watch in our current draft. Get ready, bro. Wednesday night we're gonna record. Yeah, bro.
anyway,
And then
yeah,
like,
I hope you're enjoying to what we're saying. I think
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to this season. We're doing our best to do twice a week lah. I think we should stop laboring on too much. Try to get more focus
I'm pumped
every
up.
time, right? Every time we before pre-pod, right? Our mantra is to be succinct, but sometimes we get a bit too detailed. Because it's Lokman, every time I argue with him over small things like how many game weeks you want to look into all
Yeah,
this.
you never answer my question, bro. I think I'm speaking for everyone. But anyway, okay, let's not go there again. I'm getting like Darren, Kenny to join us on Saturday night when we record. If you guys are interested, I know some of you have reached out to me. I'll try to squeeze in like weeknights at 11 p.m. is a bit tough for Darren and Kenny. So if you guys are up for it, just drop me a DM. Don't drop.
Yep.
I know I'm very busy. He's climbing heights. So just drop me a DM. We'll schedule. And any last words, bro, before we get out here.
Honest slot. Na 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 na.
You ever buy next season jersey,
Honest
bro?
slot.
He's wearing a Liverpool jersey, by the way. If you guys are not watching on video,
No discount yet. But
no discount.
honest slot.
Okay,
Anyway,
let's wrap it up.
it's a pleasure, guys. This is just the first pre-season 24-25 initial
Getting into the
reactions.
groove.
I love it. I think it's going to be an interesting season. I'm just happy that there is not one template strategy to play this season. I think it's going to be a lot more variation. It will be a lot more variance. And I like to emphasize once again what we mentioned in our FPL playbook. I think the aim of FPL Copy Talks is not to provide you with solutions, but I think at the end of the day, we want to partner you in your journey. We want to provide an inclusive community where we can talk safely about FPL, Fantasy Premier League, and enjoy the game that we love together. Right? So, Lokman,
Wrap it up, bro. I think just
don't
follow
forget
us
to
on our
follow all our
socials.
socials.
Yeah, rate,
All our socials.
share,
Oh,
Telegram. Be on our Telegram for updates.
yeah,
I've been Lukman.
you be Lokman and I'll be Anwar.
I've been. We are FPL Copy Talk signing out.
I'll be damned.
You're listening to FPL Kopi Talks. Right here. Right now.
Okay dah.